Good afternoon. We would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance from firefighter recruit Joshua Schroeder.
Present arms. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Order, arms.
Now we would like to welcome Captain Chaplain Luis Santiago for the invocation.
Good afternoon. I'm Deacon Lou, and on behalf of Mayor Ganem, Senator Blumenthal, Chief Edwards, Deputy Chief Cody, and the Bridgeport Fire Department, we'd like to welcome you here today to celebrate Class 03-2024 with their completion of the Fire Academy. With that, I would like to ask you to join me in a quick prayer. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you as we are here today acknowledging this talented group of individuals. They completed 13 long weeks of training where they were challenged mentally and physically. They've come together as a cohesive unit while satisfying their commitment required of them to become state-certified firefighters. Dear Lord, we thank you for providing them with the best instructors from our Special Services Division who help form and mold them. We ask you to bless and protect them as they begin this new and exciting chapter of their fire service career. We pray that you instill in them the hunger for knowledge and a desire to constantly grow as firefighters as they rotate through all the fire stations. We ask you to bless their families who will support them while they're away from home when working shifts and picking up the slack with homework, sick children, and the holidays. Lord Jesus, we know that firefighting is one of the most noble careers, and we commend Class 03-2024 for knowingly accepting this career path, as it surely will have its good moments and its bad ones as well. And in the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 13, Jesus says, "No greater love that is to someone who lays down his life for his friends." Class 03-2024, may God bless you, keep you, and protect you, and we ask this in Jesus' name, amen.
seated. Good afternoon and welcome, honored guests, family, and friends. My name is Fire Captain Peter Morato. I am the drill master for the Bridgeport Fire Department Recruit Program. It is an honor to welcome each of you to this special occasion as we celebrate the graduation of our newest Fire Department recruit class, 0324. Today we acknowledge the incredible hard work, dedication, and perseverance each of these individuals has demonstrated throughout their training. To our graduates, this moment marks the culmination of months of rigorous preparation, both physical and mental. You have not only mastered the technical skills required to be firefighters, but also embraced the values of courage, teamwork, and selflessness that define this noble profession. You are now part of a legacy of service and commitment to protecting our community. To the families, friends, and loved ones, your unwavering support has been instrumental in helping these recruits reach this milestone, and we thank you for standing by them for this demanding career. As we celebrate this achievement, we also remind ourselves of the immense responsibility that comes with it. Being a firefighter is more than a job, it's a calling. You will face challenges, make sacrifices, and be called upon during times of great need. But you will also have the privilege of making a difference in many ways that few can. Congratulations, recruits. We are incredibly proud of you and excited to see the impact you will make as part of our fire department family. Welcome to our team and the beginning of a remarkable journey. But most importantly, the elite Bridgeport Fire Department. Thank you very much. If I may, I would like to call the Honorable Mayor Ganem.
Captain, thank you, and thank you for your powerful words. I was listening, and now as I stand up and look out at a sea of family and friends filling the council chambers of firefighters, individuals who've stepped up and said that they want to be here today and embark on a career selflessly that protects the rest of us. So it's an honor and a pleasure to join you all and to say thank you for your commitment to service. The class 03 2024 is the Chief's third class, and 17 new officers symbolized by this milestone today. You know, get caught up in the pageantry and the pomp of the bagpipes coming in, the pipe and drum corps, Connecticut firefighters, the family, the camaraderie, and the chief described this class, as the most cohesive, I think was the word you used, Chief, representing the teamwork that is selflessly a part of the careers that you're embarking on. Another thing the word noble is, and courage. And then I think, what is it that allows a person to make that commitment? You don't apply for, Chief included, police officers and recruits up here as well. You don't apply for the easier jobs. You apply for the most challenging that I think have the greatest impact or avoid what could be terrible impact. So it's with appreciation. And I think your strength comes from looking at this room, the friends and families of you, our firefighters. So I'd like to give a round of applause. You can turn around, look at them, stand up, firefighters, to be, and applaud your families and thank them for being a part of this and your strength so that you can serve. Chief, to you and your leadership, all the individuals that are part of the Bridgeport Fire Department, a long tradition of selflessness. It is greatly appreciated. You know, this great democracy that we're all a part of is made up of so many things, directions, rules, and laws. But at the end of the day, it comes down to individuals, men and women, who are willing to take on challenges and to serve in whatever capacity it is, and I appreciate it. And the next speaker who I'll introduce by way, who is, we were at an event earlier today where he helped bring in over just about $1 million in a partnership for the Bridgeport Board of Education to help Bridgeport youth. He's in Bridgeport, even though he jokingly said, I don't live here. He's here as often as anyone. But importantly, too, he's in Washington for us. And he's demonstrated a level of leadership that is unique, sometimes all too unique in Washington. And our Senator Richard Blumenthal has been there for us for decades and decades. He wanted to be a part of this ceremony today to congratulate and thank you as well. But as he does with the Chief's permission, as he takes the microphone, I'd like to give him a round of applause too and thank him for all that he does.
Thank you so much, Mayor, and thank you for your leadership. I know how strongly and steadfastly you support our fire service. I feel very fortunate to be here today because ordinarily I'd be down in DC, and I'm excited. I have to confess, I'm excited to be almost anywhere except Washington, DC these days. But especially here. It turned out to be a beautiful day, and I think you folks brought it today. You know, in my family, we all come together for Thanksgiving. I'm sure many of you do too, and we have a tradition. Each of us says at the Thanksgiving table what we're thankful for. And my thanks are very boring because I give the same thanks every year. I thank our military men and women, our veterans, and I thank our police and our emergency responders and our fire service. Not necessarily in that order. And I thank them because, first of all, they keep us safe. They defend our nation. They're always there to help us. And a lot of them are working on Thanksgiving, making sure that we are safe. And they work, as you know, and you will learn firsthand, on the holidays, on the birthdays, on the anniversaries. They're always there for us, as you will be. So I'm here to say thank you, the beginning of my Thanksgiving holidays right now. Thank you for the service that you give to Bridgeport, to our state, to our nation. And that thanks goes to every one of our fire service in Bridgeport or all around the state of Connecticut. I work really hard to try to get you the equipment, you know, the trucks and the breathing apparatus through the SAFER grants and the fire grants. One of my most important jobs is to make sure that we get as much as we can. And I want to ask for an applause, but I'm going to ask you to turn around and applaud your moms and dads, your loved ones, your friends who are here today for you, because they're part of the reasons that you're here today. If you could just rise and give them a great big round of applause. Thank you. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud to be here today. Thank you for all you will do. It is, as you heard earlier, it is a calling. It's a calling, not just a job. It's a calling. It's a profession. You know, it used to be a lot easier than it is today. You got to have skills and expertise. And it's a calling because it helps people when they really need you, when they're most vulnerable, when your help can make the difference between life and death. Thank you for your service to our state and nation. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to bring up Council President Nueves.
Chief, this time I wore the right shoes. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you all today for our recruit class, for our 17 recruits. It's a special time, right? Because we're about to give thanks on Thursday. But I want to give a special thank you to you, our 17 recruits who are here today. I saw you this morning while we were giving out our turkeys over at Vazano's, so I want to say these ladies and gentlemen have been on it, and yesterday they were here practicing, and there's a dedication that they have, and you can see it in everything that they were doing, standing in the rain, collecting with the boots today, with no umbrella, no hats. That's dedication. And dedication in an individual comes in very different levels. But I think to be a firefighter, you're an exquisite human being, because that means you're a selfless person. You give and believe in others and do for others without ever being asked, and even when nobody's looking. So I thank you for that. I thank your families for creating that special individual that lives within you right now. And I thank your instructors, our chief, our DC, and our city staff, but I also, because they're going to make sure that you ensure that every resident in the city of Bridgeport is safe, that you ensure that when you report to either an overdose or a fire or a false alarm, that you are dedicated in what you do. So I want to applaud those, your drill instructors, your chief, and his staff for everything that they're doing to make sure that you're going to be the best recruits ever and best firefighters. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge some of my council members who are here with me today who also appreciate the work that the Bridgeport Fire does, and our Bridgeport police recruits who are here with us today. Also, thank you very much. So I have Councilwoman Maria Valle, Councilwoman Anita Martinez, and Councilman Scott Burns. So I thank you all for joining us. But I do want to say something special to our new recruits. I know that you guys have been through rigorous training. I know it's not easy. I know you're going to have some turkey on Thursday, maybe a little extra turkey and gravy on Friday, those turkey sandwiches. Watch out for the tryptophan. You can't fall asleep because when you come back on Monday, I know you're going to be at it, so make sure you're ready. But someone made fun of me today over at Vaz's. They were like, you know, you're always in red. Always got the red lipstick. That's because you like fire more than you like PD. And I said, no, that's not really true. Blue lipstick just doesn't look good on me, Chief. But I do. I have a special place for fire because the fact that you've taken that test, you've gone through the agility test, you're going to be saving lives, and just living together, the camaraderie that comes out of Bridgeport Fire Department speaks volumes, and that comes from the recruits themselves all the way to the top. So thank you very much for serving the resident city of Bridgeport, and may God bless you.
So again, honored guests, thank you very much. It means a lot for the showing on a holiday week for sure, and we truly appreciate that. Next, I would like to bring up Fire Chief Lance Edwards.
First, I'd like to start by recognizing all of the council members that are here this evening, as well as we have many department heads. It really makes us feel good when we get this type of reception. not just from the public, but also other city employees. And it's great to see so many department heads and deputies here as well. I really do appreciate it. And especially Chief Porter, Lieutenant Colazzo, his recruits. I do truly appreciate you guys coming out. It means a lot. Today we're celebrating an extraordinary milestone in the lives of these fire recruits who have completed our fire training program. To each of you sitting here in uniform, please remember you are no longer individuals, you are Bridgeport firefighters, which is a proud, noble tradition that spans many generations. You are Bridgeport firefighters. You've endured countless hours of physical training with Lieutenant Reyes, and I would agree that on day one, just to let everybody in the audience know, they do 24 push-ups every day. And the 24 push-ups is to honor the 24 firefighters that we lost in the line of duty. Day one, when they did their 24 push-ups, it was horrible. Today, incredible. A working machine, cohesive, incredible to see the strides that you guys have made. Thank you so much. This program has taught you to trust each other, to work as a team, and when you face challenges, face them with resilience and courage. All of this was designed for one purpose. That was to prepare you for the unpredictable. Many times you go to work, you have absolutely no idea what you're going to respond to. This staff has provided and given you a foundation to respond to any particular type of emergency that you could actually find yourself responding to. Remember, being a firefighter is more than a career. It's about sacrifice, bravery, and service to others. And many of those others are in the audience today. When they call, they are having their worst day. They expect nothing less but for you to have your best day. Every time you put on that uniform, you represent more than just yourself. You represent this department, your fellow firefighters, those who have worn this uniform in the past. Treat that responsibility with honor. You were pushed hard through academy because there's no going back. When you're going to have to rely on your training, there's nothing else but what this foundation that you have that you're going to have to depend on. I'm sorry about that. SSD worked extremely hard, and I mentioned this on day one. Be a sponge. This is not the end of your career. It's a 25, 30-year career. It's not a race. Take one day at a time. You're going to need your friends and family. Trust me. You needed them to get to this point. You're going to need them to get through the next 25, 30 years. But just remember to continue to be a sponge. I think I mentioned this twice already today. You guys were trained by members who only have 4 or 5 years on the job. My goal is to have you guys working closely with the Special Services Division, training our recruits in the next couple of years. That can only be accomplished if you continue to work on your craft and be a sponge. Again, congratulations and be safe.
Okay, so for Class 0324, we have 2 recruit firefighters that would like to say a few words. We call them our class spokespersons. The first firefighter recruit, Craig Baldwin.
Well, 0324, you guys look good. And thank you for everybody for coming out. When I was asked to speak on behalf of this great leader who possessed self-awareness, showed empowerment to others, and focused on relationship building, I couldn't turn it down. This leader stayed authentic since day one and has been the best role model for Class 0324. This leader we call our big brother who came in with wisdom, someone who made sure we as a team stayed focused and on the right path to success. Showed us it's so much more to leadership than just running a successful team. It comes with dedication, motivation, and mentorship to your peers. Taking on this role, dealing with everyday responsibilities and the stress of 16 other recruits trying to prevent mistakes that we make knowing the outcome can be very challenging. In the words of my big brother, I'm just the tallest midget in the room. With unwavering dedication and genuine kindness, Joshua Schroeder has shown us as a platoon what it means to make a difference, not only in our life, but in someone else's life. With his experience as a registered nurse, previous firefighter, and a vet in the Army, it was a no-brainer to have Schroeder lead our platoon. Class 0324 had an amazing time with you leading the platoon. As we embark on this new journey, me and the rest of the class is grateful we got to experience such greatness with you as our platoon leader. Before I finish, let me share a quick story a mentor once told me how he fell 9 times before his first success. When I asked him what kept him going, he said, "I was never afraid to learn from failure. I was afraid to stop trying." Success isn't about how many times we fail, but how many times we rise. Joshua Schroeder, can you please stand? Everybody give Joshua Schroeder a hand clap. Class 0324, we made it.
Next spokesperson, firefighter recruit Brendan Bish.
Greetings to family, friends, relatives, councilmen, and everyone in attendance. My name is Brendan Bish, and I'm a proud member of Class 0324. First and foremost, I want to thank the man upstairs and give glory to God for getting us all here. Y'all can clap for that. Y'all can clap for that. Lord knows there have been some miracles in the making these past few months. I'd like to thank the city of Bridgeport and give a big thanks to Chief Edwards and Chief Cody. You set a precedent of excellence, and we appreciate that, truly. I'd like to thank every instructor, firefighter, lieutenant, captain, and chief who stepped in to help guide us, and especially give a huge thank you to Lieutenant Correo, Lieutenant Scranton, Lieutenant Daly, Lieutenant Reyes, Captain Dundee, and Captain Morado. On behalf of Class 0324, we'd like to recognize and acknowledge your dedication and commitment to us, and is not only appreciated in this moment, but it will forever be cherished by my classmates and myself. You never hesitated to steer us in the right direction, and even if you did flirt with the idea, you never gave up on us. And you continue to pour your time and your energy into teaching us the ways of being reliable recruits, and above all else, showed us what it truly means to be a Bridgeport firefighter. Next, I'd like to thank my classmates for trusting me with this opportunity to be our class speaker. When I was first voluntold by my platoon I'd be speaking on our behalf, I wasn't so sure of what I'd say. I mean, how does one truly capture everything that has transpired in these past few months and try to put it into words? I mean, of course I could mention the alarm clocks going off in the wee hours of the morning, or even how most of us had no choice but to morph into night owls, studying past midnight just to prepare for the tests and quizzes that the morning would bring, or how grueling and physically demanding it was, fighting fatigue and soreness, but still having to throw ladders, carry equipment, and climb in and out of windows. All in all, I figured why not start at the beginning. From the very first day, our class all met up and said our first hellos to each other in the parking lot across the street from Bridgeport Fire Headquarters. I'm confident none of us will ever forget seeing Lieutenant Correo storming out of headquarters, crossing the street to where we were all gathered, and as soon as he hit the curb, commanding us to all line up and sound off, counting from 1. We're on my time, not your time. He was spazzing. Now I gotta admit, we stumbled and fumbled in our first assignment as a class, and during our count, we had to start over a few times. I'm pretty sure, actually, I think Lieutenant Correo had to finish the count for us, which made it that much worse. From that moment, our instructors all questioned if we really deserved to be here. If this class couldn't count from 1 to 24 without stumbling, will they really make it through this program? From then on, We sat through countless lectures and presentations and repeated thousands of drills to improve our techniques and skills, one of which was called a 25-second drill, which, true to its name, consisted of us being in our full firefighter gear and properly putting on our masks, protective hoods, and helmets, and breathing through our SCBA bottles full of air in just under 25 seconds. We practiced again and again, day in and day out, putting on all our gear, then taking it all off, just to put it on all over again. And at first, I was under the impression that we were constantly repeating this drill until we got it right. But even after we were all able to put on our gear under, or at least around 25 seconds, we continued to train and repeat this drill again and again and again and again. And it was only then it truly dawned on me. Captain Murado and our superiors weren't just having us practice this drill until we got it right. Rather, we were practicing until we couldn't get it wrong. And it was clear from our instructors that we had to make a difference because they've all had experience on the job for years. And that was the difference, not only just success or failure on the drill ground, but the difference between life and death in the field. These were the standards that needed to be met. These were the excellence expected of us, and these expectations left no room for doubt that, again, our mental toughness was being put to the test, and both our hearts and our characters were called into question. These questions hit home for me, because as early as day 2, as a form of punishment, myself and another recruit were given these personal mirrors to carry with us everywhere. They know what time it is. And from that moment forward, if we were spotted without these mirrors, there were dire consequences. Couldn't tell you what the consequences were. I just knew I wasn't trying to find out. And in all honesty, my first response was me? Like, me? Of all people, why did I get this mirror? Which drove home the point even further, that it was time for me, and all of us as a class, to really look in the mirror and realize that regardless of what we've done in the past, and what we've proven to ourselves or anyone else who might have come to know us, we were all entering an esteemed career, a whole new ball game, and most importantly, a brand new brotherhood. I was then forced to see the reflection in the mirror looking back at me, asking not who I was, but who did I want to become? From then on, I put my best foot forward and ran like the wind. So on any sprint or running drill during physical training, I did my best to keep up with the likes of Evangelista or Waylon, and even Jahad when he wasn't trying to hide in the back. When it was time to hit the row machine, I had to give it my all in order to hang with Nosira, AKA TB12, or our platoon leader, Schroeder, and especially top dog, Tyler Plum, because we all know big dogs row, right? And even when it came to hitting the books, I couldn't be like my boy Phil, who could just study for a few and then ace the text the next day like it was nothing. Which is why I was thankful we all had my man, Marshal Mike Harold, to help us study and remember the materials with tips and tricks. Or even fight for us getting a few extra points on quizzes when the questions didn't quite check out. As Captain Dundee knows, there's nothing like a Mikey Ralphie rebuttal. And my guy Manny, who taught us how even on the most mundane of Mondays, with the proper perspective, we could look into the distance and say, I see Friday. Through all the ups and downs and everything in between, I always knew I could count on my guy Craig to crack a few jokes, and when he got going, there was no stopping. And before you knew it, everybody was cracking jokes to lighten the mood. This laughter was like a remedy that helped us keep our minds off how sore or tired we might have been, and also broke up some of the stress and seriousness that weighed on us all. And if jokes ever got, too out of hand and they were in a questionable context, my boy Colada would come quick with a, "Hey, yo." That was a theme. So whether it was a clove hitch that needed to be tied with our ropes, shout out my guy Omar Perez, or even a backwards bear crawl, bro. Where's Johnson? We had proven we weren't just happy to be here, sir. Nah, we had proven that we belonged. Even Ellie, our lone lady warrior and the last woman standing. That's right. She proved to us and to herself that no task was too tall and every obstacle could be overcome if we refused to give up on ourselves and if we refused to give up on each other. We started with 24, but several recruits realized that they didn't have what it takes to see it through and become a Bridgeport firefighter. Although we hated to see them go, we understood and also had to push ourselves even harder to not meet the same fate. And truthfully, something that my classmates might not know, I too was on the verge of stepping down from this academy. And it wasn't because I doubted myself or felt like I was incapable of completing the task, but more so I was uncertain if my absence from my family as a new father would be too pronounced. Now I know that I'm not the only one with a kid. Everybody and their mama got kids. I get it. I truly get it. But the biggest obstacle for me was fighting with fear. Becoming a father for the first time during academy had my mind on the ropes and my heart split in so many different directions. Because while the lady in my life and I were experiencing our first pregnancy, the doctors had called into question the mind and heart of our bundle of joy. Several doctors sat us down in front of their machines and projectors. In a very serious conversation, they told her and I that we were uncertain, or they were uncertain, if our child would be born with a brain that would be fully developed, and also unsure if our baby boy would have a hole in his heart. Now, in the interest of time, I'll make a long story short. Through keeping our faith strong and trusting in God, during academy, on our first week of live fire, my lady and I were blessed with a beautiful baby boy whose brain was brilliant and without flaw, and whose heart was healthy and whole. And his heart was healthy and whole. So quite literally, the same week I was taught to tame a fire, I had to train up my skills on how to change a diaper. Had it not been for the other fathers around me in this class, and the other fathers around me in my life, giving me guidance and reassurance, the fear that I once felt would have overwhelmed me. So again, I thank you, class of 0324. You have made these past few months some of the most memorable moments in my life, and I'm truly honored to stand alongside you as no longer just strangers, but as a family who together took this pledge to serve our community. In closing, I'm almost done, I promise. Before I do go, I'd like to give my final thank you. Similar to the theme that was just spoken before us, it is Thanksgiving, and I'd like to say, before, it takes a village to raise a child. So to the family and the friends who have given us these honorable men and women, we thank you. To the wives who held it down the fort in our absence as we prepared and trained, we thank you. And to the children who had to endure seeing their fathers come home with just half their energy when it was time to play or even get tucked into bed at night, we thank you. To the friends who've been wondering where we've been these past few months, but always still in our corner, supporting us and telling us it'll all be worth it in the end, we thank you. I'm here today to say you've all done us in the city of Bridgeport an immeasurable amount of service in producing these men and women. One of the best classes Bridgeport has ever seen. And I promise you that as class 0324 steps into this new career, that we will give it our all. For I have worked alongside these men and women. And even in this short while, I've watched them suffer and I've watched them succeed. I've watched them win, lose, and experience setbacks and shortcomings. I've watched them break free of doubts and limitations. I've watched them make mistakes. I've watched them make sacrifices, and I've watched them make corrections. And I've watched them sharpen their techniques and hone their skills. I've watched them get frustrated and flustered, and even witness how they could keep their cool while staying calm and collected even while thrown into the fire, quite literally. I've witnessed how they responded to adversity, and also watch how we rally when someone messes with our own, and watch how they dealt with pain, watch how they dealt with pressure. I've looked into their eyes and I've seen how each of them has searched themselves and made the proper adjustments and alignments and sacrifices to be here on this day standing before you no longer as recruits, but as graduates in a profession with a rich history and an even brighter future. Because, as we all know, every day is a great day to be a what? Bridgeport firefighter! Thank you.
So with this program comes a great support group. There's countless hours and time into the program, developing, implementing, and getting it to where we are today. So I have to thank our support group, Chief Lance Edwards and Deputy Chief Cody, and Chief Robert Novak, Special Services Division, for making it what we needed it to be. Okay? We are going to move on to our awards portion. So with all our time, commitment into the program, we have individuals that we want to recognize in certain fields. Not that every recruit here wasn't great, but we would like to recognize a few. So my support group, I have a coordinator of PT, which is Lieutenant Carlos Reyes. I have a lieutenant who is a program coordinator, which is Lauren Daly. Captain Nicole Dundee is my coordinator of academics, and logistics is Lieutenant Scranton. So with these individuals, we have many hours of watching, critiquing, and making sure you're getting it. So through these discussions, we've come up with awards. I'd like to call up Lieutenant Carlos Reyes.
Good afternoon to all the family and friends gathered here today to celebrate the graduation of Recruit Class 0324. My name is Lieutenant Carlos Reyes, and I am the lead physical fitness instructor for the Recruit program. I am the #1 reason your recruits have been complaining about soreness, so if you want to take it out on me, feel free. Operating on the fire ground doesn't just involve lifting heavy equipment, climbing, crawling, and potentially removing trapped civilians from dangerous conditions. It involves decision-making at the highest level in a dynamic and stressful environment that is unique from any other occupation on the planet. Outside of rigorous continuous training on the basics of firefighting operations, physical fitness, I believe, is the next most important attribute to keeping our members safe so they can come home to you at the end of shift. Research has shown members who are more physically fit make better and safer decisions under extreme stress. And that is why our physical fitness program is such an important feature in our recruit program. Every morning, starting at 7:15, your loved ones worked harder than maybe they ever have in their lives under my watch through a cutting-edge, science-based program, and I could not be prouder with what I saw develop over the past 3 or 4 months. Each recruit got stronger, faster, more flexible, and more conditioned. But more importantly, they got safer for the often dangerous career that they are about to embark on. This class was on average, and I'm gonna say I don't give compliments very easily, as you all know. You can always row a little bit faster, run a little bit better. But this class, on average, was the most physically fit overall out of any program that we have had since 2022. And also had the most standout athletes than we've ever seen before. However, as I told each of the recruits on a near daily basis, we play to win each day that we report for duty, and on every run that we go on the fire trucks in the city of Bridgeport, because we truly believe that we are the premier department in the state of Connecticut. With that being said, it is my honor to present the Physical Fitness Award to the recruit that best represented the physical performance traits demanded in the fire service. On behalf of the Bridgeport Fire Recruit Training Program, I proudly present this award to probationary firefighter Brendan Bish.
Our next award, academics, is a huge part of this academy. So we have challenges from the beginning to the end. So with the firefighter comes certification, testing, and preparation for that. The daily quizzes, the constant studying, the overload of material. Some recruits that started this academy were very much adult learners. They've been out of school for a little bit. So it takes a long time to learn how to study again, believe me. It takes many countless hours, and it takes a dedication from somebody who's going to make sure that gets done. That person for us is Captain Nicole Dundee.
I have to start out by saying that this class had the highest GPA out of all the classes that we've done so far, and this is our third class. With a class GPA of 87, we are proud of you. This academic award is being presented to a recruit who took his academics very seriously. He consistently did well, but after each test, I had all recruits announce their test scores out loud. This recruit noticed that another recruit was scoring higher. As a result, he began processing every question and every answer in greater detail. What used to be 10-minute quizzes turned into an hour. If he failed to achieve a perfect score, he took the time to review his test thoroughly to understand his mistakes. He treated his grades with the utmost seriousness and made it a point to request his GPA weekly to ensure he maintained the highest standing. He regularly checked in with the recruit holding the number 2 spot with the highest GPA to make sure that he remained in the number 1 spot. Some of his brothers and sisters attempted to take his position by scoring high on their finals. But he persevered and he kept his rank. A quick mention of those GPAs. The number 3 highest GPA went to Michael Harold. The number 2 highest GPA belongs to recruit Richard Evangelista. However, the recruit maintaining the highest GPA and the recipient of this academic award goes to recruit Vince Nasira.
So the next award, the Bridgeport Recruit Program awards the Instructor Award to the recruit who has shown consistent, dependable work ethic with determination and dedication. This recruit put the needs of the class first while achieving a level of success both in the classroom and on the fire ground, but most importantly set the standard for Class 0324. After an anonymous decision by all the instructors, this recruit stood out for their commitment to mastering the job tasks while showing an unquestionable dedication to the success of this class. This recruit was the definition of professionalism and work ethic. For these reasons, I am proud to announce that the instructor cadre for the Bridgeport Fire Department Recruit Class 0324 awards the Instructor Award to probationary firefighter Jean-Claude Rissoux. And our last award. Again, the recruit program awards what we call our Performance Award to the recruit who has shown a consistent, dependable work ethic with determination and dedication, first and foremost to the program, but most importantly to the classmates to secure a success of the entire class. The difficulty in selecting this award for Class 0324 was simply any recruit would be worthy, as they all contributed 100% day in and day out. After a lengthy selection process, the instructors agreed that all recruits fell nothing short of this, but one stood out to all of us for the commitment to mastering the job tasks while showing an unquestionable resolve to assure all classmates have succeeded. This recruit was a tremendous team player that maintained a high classroom GPA and a drill ground performance record. Finally, this recruit was so focused on the class succeeding and showed it daily by setting the example with silent professionalism and work ethic. For these reasons, I am proud to announce that the instructor cadre for the Bridgeport Fire Department Recruit Class 0324 gives the Performance Award to probationary firefighter Scott Whalen. So that was really an honor to see what these men and women have become, and it paid off today. We're going to move on now to the symbolic presentation of helmets. This will show now you're crossing over from firefighter recruit into the brotherhood and the family of the Bridgeport Fire Department.
We're going to begin with recruit Brendan Bish. Recruit Craig Baldwin. Recruit Scott Whalen. Recruit Ariel Collado. Recruit Joshua Schroeder. Recruit Kevin Watson. Recruit Philip Lodge. Recruit Jihad Casillas. Recruit Michael Harold. Recruit Elizabeth Fuel. Recruit Vince Nasira. Recruit Omar Perez. Recruit Emmanuel Levant. Recruit Jean-Claude Rassouk. Recruit Richard Evangelista. Recruit Tyler Plum. And our final recruit, Vincent Johnson.
So as we near the end, I'd like to again thank the countless hours of all the instructors and members of the Bridgeport Fire Department who help us on a daily basis in assisting with the core group of instructors. And again, if it wasn't for that support, we wouldn't be able to do this program. So we really, really appreciate that. I'd like you to join us now for the class video presentation. Countless hours behind the scenes and both preparing the video and the behind the scenes for the EMS training by Captain Moore.
hot shots, the smoke jumpers, the hand crews, the tanker pilots, the dozer drivers, and the chiefs. You fight an enemy that lives at 1,400 degrees, with steel shovels and chainsaws for weapons. You climb mountains just to reach a field of battle. The rock is your pillow, and the heavens your roof. Smoke for your breath, and a canteen for your drink. To all the fire departments, the engine and ladder companies, the fire brigades, when the bell rings in the middle of the night and you go lights and sirens, bring the hook and irons. It's time to go to work.
What class is this?
Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, yo. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% creator, 100% reason to rely. Work to go, make a call. Work spend some time on this. Lieutenant William Hathaway.
All right. Look, go! I for get up, without you putting up the now.
Off the ground!
Off the ground!
Off the ground!
I promise you, if you go to a game, when we read Lieutenant Hathaway's grandfather's name, we will do this for another 2 hours.
Yeah? This is Lieutenant Austin Hathaway. His brother is Lieutenant Brian Hathaway. His father is Assistant Chief Hathaway. 3 generations of Hathaway serve on this department. That line of duty is personal. If you don't take these names seriously, if you don't take the risks of this job seriously, it is quite literally personally insulting to people that you will call your brother. Now, what's the number? 22.
You have 2 more. Don't you dare go to a game.
Firefighter Walter Flint's. This is a modern era line of duty death. I went to this funeral as a child in 1999. Walter Flint's had a heart attack and a fire. Figure it out. I'm not the energy. Do 2 more damn push-ups. Lieutenant Stephen Velasquez is dead.
Recruits, on your feet. So the chief talked about day 1, that was it. A lot of people did a lot of soul searching to be here and become who they are. And as I often screamed in their face, decide who you want to be on this job. Watch this.
0324, move into position.
We give this honor to the 24 men who have died in the line of duty before us.
Front, leading rush position. Move! Down! Up! 1! Shot! Down! Up! 2! Down! Up! 3! Down! Up! 4! Down! Up! 5! Down! Up! 6! Down! Up! 7! Down! Up! 8! Down! Up! 9! Down! Up! 10! Down! Up! 11! Down! Up! 12! Down! Up! 13! Down! Up! 14! Down! Up! 15! Down! Up! 16! Down! Up! 17! Down! Up! 18! Down! Up! 19! Down! Up! 20! Down! Up! 21! William Hathaway! Down! Up! 22! Down! Up! 23! Down! Up! 24! Rico!
So for almost 4 months, we've had time with them. Now it's time for them to be with you, your families. I proudly present to you Class 0324, Bridgeport Fire Department. You are